Good morning, Facebook. So good morning, y'all. Of course, y'all know I don't sit around and wait for everybody to show up. So hopefully, y'all hop in by the time I finish this introduction. Good morning over there on Instagram. How y'all doing? Good morning. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. So I am Shavetta Belton. I'm Shavetta Belton, the owner of Divine Oasis Salon and also a stylist there. Good morning, Robin. And also a stylist there. I am also a life coach. I am an author. I'm a mom, a wife, a friend, and a child of God. All those things. So good morning, good morning. Come on in. Y'all know how we do. Hey, Jennifer. Good morning, friend. Good morning. Guys, listen, come on in here. Let's talk. I had Instagram. Y'all didn't get to see the title. I really don't know how to do that for over there. Hey, Nita, for over there. But the title for this morning is, I don't went blank. Truly loving yourself. And the revelation came for me this weekend. So good morning, Tamisha. Good morning, Tiffany. Also, a couple housekeeping things I want to express over here in my Instagram and my Facebook family world. I've been getting input, and the input that I've gotten over the course of the last couple weeks is sometimes people are like, oh, when you speak to people, I love it, but it throws me off a little bit. Good morning, Tiffany. And we all know that we don't listen and receive the same way. So I'm trying to be mindful of everybody, so I may not stop as much and speak. But during the program, during the broadcast, because I don't want to interrupt the flow and I don't want somebody to be on and need something and miss what they need. So I'm trying to take into account what everybody says, because God still has me on this journey and I know it's for a reason. And so I don't want to lose sight of that. Good morning, Tiffany. I don't want to lose sight of that. And also thank you for the ones of you guys that hopped on Thursday to hear me at a sip of midday motivation on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, off of iHeartRadio. I'm on there every Thursday at 1:30. So please, hey Tiana, please come in and join me every Thursday at 1:30. It's a 30-minute segment. You can work out, you can eat lunch, you could be working at your desk and listen to your girl for a sip of midday motivation. So please join me there if you can. Well, let's get into our topic for today. So guys, I always take what I learned from my journey for the week. And also, if you could like and share this message, I would greatly appreciate it. Hit the share button and share it with everyone. Hey, Antoinette. So guys, listen. This weekend, I had this urge I've been having. It's been over about a month now. Hey, Malika, it's been about a month now, and it's just been an urge to get my pictures. Take pictures of me and my family, of my children, of me and my husband. Very strong for me and my husband to have pictures done, and have pictures of my kids. But it wasn't an urge so much to have the pictures done, but that these pictures needed to go on my wall in my home. And I'm like, they really need to, I need pictures. I go to my sister's houses, they have pictures on their walls. I go to friends' houses, they have pictures on their wall of their family. Good morning, guys. Good morning. And they have pictures on the walls of their family. And I've always thought it was beautiful, but I never felt like I had to have it in my home. You get what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up. Like, I really did not, I thought it was a beautiful thing, but I never thought I had to have that on my wall at my house. Well, here lately, it's been an urge to have pictures of my family on the wall. Hey, Joe, it has been an urge. Hey, Portia, it's been an urge to have these pictures on my wall. Like, I need pictures of my family on my wall. I need to go and have these, and I just envisioned where the pictures would go. And it was an urgency. So I scheduled a photo shoot in a week's time. it just happened to fall on my husband's birthday weekend, which was perfect. That it fell there, you know, and my son is preparing to go into the Air Force. So once they have the proper job, the job that God has designed for him, those doors will open. I believe it. So he's working a grown man job, y'all. I hold my chest because when his first day at this job, I realized that my son was becoming a man, and like a real man. And I was like, he's not going to like a McDonald's job or a French job. Not that it's anything wrong with those jobs, but my baby is going to clock in on a 12-hour shift and work. And so then I realized then that my male child is now becoming a man. And so I had to grab myself, because I was like, these are the moments I used to talk about when I first got married. You know, we got married 6 months later, we were pregnant with our first child. We were supposed to be traveling the world, you know, but then it's like, oh, they'll be grown, I'll be financially stable, me and my boo could travel the world. And so you start looking for what your life is going to look like, but you don't realize how hard it's going to be to disconnect from them. You know, you think it's going to be easy breezy, but it's not, because they're your babies. But back to what I was talking about. It all ties in. So the thing is, good morning, guys. The thing is, I just needed these pictures done, right? I needed these pictures on my wall. I needed to see my family. I needed to walk. But every time I try to figure out exactly where it's going to go in this house, I get knocked down a little bit as far as where to put it. And so I think it's a hole there. That's not the point of this message this morning. So guys, I get the perfect outfit. Like I had a vision in my mind of what I wanted to wear. And I end up finding that outfit the morning of the photo shoot. I don't know if anybody saw my story on Sunday. But my story on Sunday, it showed the outfit that I wore for the photo shoot. Morgan took a picture of me. And because our pictures are being done, so I hadn't seen any yet, and for the first time I'm like on edge. I really want to see something. But shouts out to DK Turner. It has been DK Photography, amazing young man, new to the industry, but new to the industry. Get to know him, check him out for your photo shoot needs. But guys, let me tell you something. I was out there at the park, and we were doing our pictures. And it was a moment that I was so present for our pictures. You hear me? I was present. I was in the moment. And not only was I present and in the moment, but I was loving the moment. I was loving being in that moment. You know how many times, and please give me, because the only way we can respond is if you give me hearts or thumbs up to let me know you feeling what I'm saying. Not just to give them to me, but to let me know that you're feeling what I'm saying. You know, sometimes we do photo shoots. We do them for marketing reasons. We do them so we can have memories, but we're always doing them for a reason, right? We're always showing up in these places for a reason. Oh, this time, I need to get my photo shoot together because of this, or I've reached this amount of weight loss, or this has happened. Good morning, Chandra. Like these things. It's sometimes it's for work. Sometimes we're doing these photo shoots for, hey, Kiki, things that we just need them for work wise. You know what I mean? Some of them is because we want to do a photo shoot, or we feel like we're celebrating a milestone in life. You know, birthday photo shoots, which are big, which are important. But y'all, I struggle in photo shoots. And I was talking to my friend Shay my sister friend Shay last night. And Shay was like, but Vetta, all your pictures are beautiful. All your photo shoots come out great. I said, but out of 200 pictures, y'all want to know how many they could really use of me? It's about, if we do 200, about 10. If that. I struggle to take pictures. I struggle. The photo that's on the front of my book was the first time I felt comfortable in front of a photographer to push myself through that photo shoot. You understand what I'm saying? Like to really get through that photo shoot, I felt very comfortable in front of Denise. Denise made me feel very comfortable. She's a photographer outside of Charlotte. But that's where I felt so comfortable. And so even though I had something that I had to adjust, or I had to shift and I had to move, or I needed to pull my girdle up, it was things that I felt comfortable in front of her. So I started feeling comfortable in front of the camera then. But y'all, let me tell y'all, on Sunday, I had a revelation in that park on Sunday. DK turned around and said, okay, it was a picture of me and my husband. And y'all, I turned around to take the picture, and he didn't have to tell me how to pose. He didn't tell me he didn't have to tell me how to position myself. Y'all, before I knew it, I had put my hand on his chest, and this is the picture. I remember it. I hadn't even seen it. I put my hand on his chest and the other hand around his head, and I posed myself. I posed myself. I put myself in a pose. And it wasn't, I know that my confidence is building because I'm losing weight. And I am getting to a certain place. But at that very moment, I felt that I loved myself. I showed up for me. And I loved every bit of me that day. And as I've been on this journey to love, and to love with the heart of Jesus Christ, and to truly love people the way Jesus loves people, and to show up, and I'm getting emotional because I've worked to love people properly, to do better loving my children, to do better loving people, to really be cautious about the way I handle people's heart and the way I show up for people. Like I've been working. And I told y'all a while back when freedom came, and God gave me freedom in him, in Jesus Christ. I had freedom in him, and then I had free will, and I could love. You know, I really started learning what loving like Jesus really felt, right? But I never knew, and I never paid attention to the fact that I wasn't loving myself in that light. I wasn't freely loving myself, flaws and all. I sent a picture to my private group because I couldn't send it to y'all. I would have shared it with y'all a couple weeks back, where I took a picture in my bra and my underwear, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I saw it as a bikini. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sent it to them. And I took a picture because for the first time, I could stand and really look at Shavetta. I could really look and love her. I really took the time to look at her. And that was the first step, that I could physically look at myself and love myself. But Sunday, an internal love took place. On Sunday, for the first time, I felt my heart love me. And in that, truly learning to love myself, truly learning to show up for myself, truly putting the love of Jesus, the love that Jesus has for me, showing my own self that love, inwardly loving myself, I realize I'm able to show up different for my husband, because the love that I owe him as his wife comes from me first loving me. Really loving me allows me to truly love him. And so I was sitting there and I was like, Lord, we talk every week and we discuss every week how to show up for people, how to love, how to be present, and those are the things that he lays on my heart to speak, and those are the things I work through. Because if y'all hadn't noticed by now, I don't share nothing with y'all I ain't been through, I'm not going through. This sip of morning motivation and midday motivation is true transparency. This ministry that he has me in, and this ministry he has me doing is truly things that I've walked through. I'm not telling you nothing I haven't been through or I'm not going through. What I share with you is truly what's happening to me, and that's what he has told me to do. So I show up every morning exposed, or every afternoon. And so you're going to get tears sometimes. You're going to get laughter sometimes. It just depends on where I am in this thing. So as we're taking our pictures and we're going through the pictures, and I'm just, y'all, I'm showing up different, and I'm loving every moment of it. I'm loving the moment that we're in. It's not a rush. Did I stand like this right? Is that right? You got my belly. The only thing I said to him, I said, listen, if something a little off, just clean that up for me, all right? He said, you know how many times I hear that? But y'all, I would say that several times through a photo shoot, right? I said it one time, and it was jokingly. I got up, and I really enjoyed being in that moment on Sunday. I wasn't in a rush to get it over with. Generally, I'm like, okay, we done. You ready for the next? Okay, it's time to, I enjoyed every moment. Matter of fact, it was a moment where I felt like, I was like, my daughter was trying to take over my photo shoot. She had already had hers, and nobody got in her pictures. I said, girl, you're running out. But I enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed the moment with my children, and I enjoyed the moment with my husband. I enjoyed, at that very moment, I felt a connection between us that I hadn't felt in a long time. And it was because, honestly, Shavetta was struggling to love herself, so how could she freely love her husband? How could she give love completely where she was struggling to show up for her own self? I was struggling to love me, but thinking I'm giving love the way it's supposed to be properly. Well, Sunday, I felt my heart just bust open. Sunday, I had milestones on Sunday. Outfit I had on, I actually didn't have to put on true hardware to wear it. I didn't have to put on true hardware to have a waistline, y'all. Like this work, I have a waistline. Now, granted, I hadn't worked out in a week, in a couple days. The last week and this week has been something strange with me and my workout regimen. But we gonna get that right. But I'm still eating right, and I'm still determined to drop pounds. And I'm dropping them slow, but I'm okay with that now too. I had a goal by tomorrow. I wanted to be 187. I'm staying real steady at 191. But I see the inches and I see the things coming off. But all this has been a part of God's plan. You go back all the way to when I started the 30-day vegan challenge. It was literally to get my health together and to get my mind together for my next. And piece by piece, he's doing things in my life. And it's so I can be prepared for my next. Last week we talked about preparation and strategic planning and writing out the details. And in every part of our life, writing down the details and being detailed about it. All the way down to our health, guys. All the way down to our health. Be detailed with everything. And I know that he's preparing me for where I'm going. I got to have the energy. I have to be healthy. When I ran through that airport and he said to me, you wouldn't have been able to do this a month ago, I knew that he had started already then getting me prepared and ready for what's to come. Right? So guys, I'm sitting there and I'm going through. Guys on Instagram, let me know if it's a little, it's a delay or something's going on with the feed over there in Instagram where I may have to go on Wi-Fi. So he's preparing me for my next. But in preparation, he's also showing me the things that I need to work on. The areas that I need to show up in a little differently. And this week was showing up for me differently, loving me differently, doing the internal work for me. I'm doing the outward work and the physical work, but I have to do the internal work. I have to do the hard work, not hard, but hard work, the loving me, the being present for me, the really loving every part of who he has made me. Because everybody, y'all, I'm going to give you this. Everybody ain't going to love you. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Everybody's not going to show up for you. And we say that often, but you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the journey being the way the journey is. You have to be okay with the people who showed up initially may not show up now. The people who clicked on and saw it before may not be the ones that show up now. But know that you continue the journey because he put you on it. So, y'all, it was another situation that happened on Sunday. And like I say, y'all know I share because it helps, right? It helps you and it helps me. So we're out there Sunday, and my son and daughter did their individual pictures. Then they did the pictures with their dad. Then they did the pictures with me. And we go over to another area, me and my husband take a picture. Well, my daughter says out loud, I want to take a picture with my daddy. Okay. Y'all, that thing broke my heart. It hurt me. It hurt me. And I have to be honest. It hurt my feelings. Because we had already done individual pictures. Her with her dad, him with his dad, them with me, and me with my husband. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I can't remember all the parts. She said, I want a picture with my daddy. And y'all, hurt my feelings. I had to really live in my feelings at that moment and be honest with myself. It wasn't that she wanted a picture with her daddy. I'm going to make sure those pictures are done. You understand what I'm saying? What hurt my feelings was she never said not once that she wanted a picture with me. Right? So I'm out there full face makeup, had to push it back because it brought tears to my eyes. Because I had to live in the truth of why my child don't want to take a picture with me. Why not? Why not pick me? Not that I don't want you to pick your dad, but why not me? Why wouldn't you want to? Right? So, right, Twanda. Yeah. So I'm sitting at the kitchen table on Monday. Woke up, I cooked breakfast. I started preparing lunch before I went into the salon, right? I'm in there, and I asked Darnell and Anthony, hey, guys, can y'all check the chicken for me? I gotta go. She said, this is Suge. If you know Suge, you know, you hurt my feelings. Oh, that hurt my feelings. Like, I don't be cooking. I said, you know what? You right. I said, but since we're on feelings, let's have a teachable moment. And she looked at me kind of like, I ain't even doing nothing. All I'm doing is eat my homemade waffles you made me. Bacon and chicken. Like, sis, what kind of teachable moment we about to have? And I said on Sunday, I said, let's talk about feelings. Because normally I wouldn't have ever said anything. I would have let that thing sit inside and I would let it fester. I would be hurt. I would feel a certain kind of way. And I wouldn't have ever said anything to her, right? But it really, when I say, hey, niece, hey, Shanitra, it really hurt my feel. Like, out there in the park, I had to fight back tears. Because I was like, I want to take a picture with her. I want to. And so we're sitting there, and I said, Morgan, I said, you talking about I'm hurting your feelings. I said, can we go back to Sunday? I said, Sunday, I said, we had all done single pictures. You had already, pictures were done. I said, and out of nowhere you go, I want to take and I think it was a lot of the tone. I said, you said you want to take a picture with your dad, and then looked at me as if I was like chopped liver, because she kind of looked at it. Was a look that came along with it, right? And I said, that hurt my feelings. I was like, why don't she want to take a picture with me? Pause right there. I would have never been that transparent with my child about my feelings. I wouldn't have never stopped to take the time to go, hey, that hurt me. Y'all, can I say to y'all, they old enough to handle what hurt you as long as you deliver where they can understand it. They can handle it, and they need to know, so they'll know how to show up in relationships. They'll know how to show up in friendships. They'll know how to show up in places if we teach them. We can't react to what they do and then not explain to them why we react the way we react, or why our heart felt the way our heart felt, because they have the capacity to process and understand, right? So I said, all I think was, why she don't want to take a picture with me? And I said it to her, and I'm eye to eye with my baby girl. And she looked at me and she was like, her eyes got a little close. She said, but Ma, we did take a picture. I said, yeah, but you took what? We had all done it. And she was like, oh, she said, well, honestly, I was trying to remake the picture that you have at Grandma's house. I said, that picture of you and your dad at your grandmother's house is of you and him and your brother because it's at his mom's and dad's house. She has family pictures of us too, but that's her son and those are her grandchildren. And I did an independent picture of them to go on her wall. I said, it's a picture out there with me and you. I said, but also you have to remember, I orchestrate the pictures. I put people where they belong. But it's a picture out there of me and you. And she was like, oh. I said, but yes, please do take the chicken out of the oven because you're right. You do cook and you can handle it. Because I never wanted to forget the reason I hurt her feelings. And I hurt her feelings because I didn't ask her to handle the cooking part. She knows how I am about my kitchen, but she also has the desire to cook. She'll send me a message and be done made homemade dumplings. Like, look, Ma, I did this. You know, FaceTime me while I'm at work. So I couldn't forget what hurt her feelings and why she felt like I couldn't depend on her. So I had to go back and say, and you're right, you can handle that. If you could take the chicken out for me, I would appreciate it. Because at that moment, it was the time for me it was a teachable moment, but I couldn't get so caught up in my feelings still that I forgot how I hurt her feelings. Even though that's her favorite saying, oh, they hurt my feelings on that. That's her favorite saying. But I know that was one of the things that really bothered her, you know? So in that, I realized that I had to acknowledge that, but also teach her there, you know? And then as I was driving to work, God showed me, that's how you were with your daddy. And that's how I was with my daddy all the way through life. And that's how I was with daddy, you know? My daddy could do no wrong in my eyes. He had faults as a husband, but they ain't had nothing to do with me. Because I wasn't married to him. That was my daddy, right? And I'm trying not to get emotional here. Because this came in my healing. My daddy left me when I was 15 years old. And I'm going to tell you, those were one of those, that was that moment where, if you have my book, you'll read this part. But I had to pray and I had to ask God if he would heal him. If he would heal my dad, if he couldn't heal my dad on this side, that he could take him and he find healing on the other side. That's 15 years old. At 15 years old, that's the prayer I prayed for my dad. And nobody knew the prayer. Nobody knew the promise that I made God in that room. And I told him I would give him all of me if he helped my daddy. And I knew that healing could be on either side. I can't remember how I knew that so well, other than that's what I was taught and going to a Christian school majority of my life. But my daddy through life could do no wrong. Even in his death, he could do no wrong. When my mama told me not to open the salon, the first thing I said was if my daddy was here, he would let me. If my daddy was here, he would be happy. He would be supportive. That, I would say it all the time. But it wasn't until I got to the point where I had to go through the journey of healing. And through the journey of healing, I had to forgive my mom for some things that hurt me. They hurt me. And I never talked about them. It was never an open space to talk about them. And I don't know, and I will say this, I don't even know if I was given the opportunity to have the talk with her, if I would be able to. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that my mom I wasn't able to talk to her. But the honest to God truth is, I don't know if I would have been able to have the conversation. I don't even know if the words in my mouth would be able to form and have the conversation with her, right? So I had to have these hard conversations after her death, and I had to go through the process of healing after her death, right? But in that place, I realized that I was holding her to a standard I never held my dad. I was holding her in a place of where I expected so much out of her, outside of what I held, the standard I held for my dad. And I realized, I said, Lord, I put pressure on that woman, and I put weight on that woman, unknowing to her. You get what I'm saying? In my heart, I put pressure on her that was unfair, because in all honesty, she had to raise me from 15 to 30 something, because, as a mother, we don't ever stop being present for our children. My mom left her when I was 37. So from 15 to 37, she carried the weight all by herself. And I'm still holding her at a standard of a person, my father, not taking anything from him, that was here only up till I was 15. And so everything after that, it came at such a higher standard. And how fair is that? She did the best she could with what she had, mental, physically, and emotionally. Physically, I ain't want for nothing. Emotionally and mentally, she gave what she could give. And even beyond that, you never know what a person's mental point is, because like I told y'all, he was a great daddy. He was a great provider. But some things as a husband was a little faulty. You understand what I'm saying? But she stayed. Why did she stay? Why did she go through those things? Because the picture was bigger than just her. And so we have to give grace in those places. But I wasn't giving grace in those places. I had an expectation. And I thought things should go this way without having the background story. We're not going to always have the background story. We're not going to have a full picture all the time. And sometimes we struggle to give grace because we don't see the big picture. We don't see what, And so when God showed me riding to the salon, it was like, that's how you was with your daddy. Lord, please forgive me. If my mama was here, I would have called and apologized to my mama. Because now, in being a mother, I understood what she felt. Now, growing and becoming a better mother, I understood what she felt. Because each day we grow. So, in learning how to love me, but also being present for my children, I'm learning so much. And it's not an easy task. It's not easy, guys. It's not an easy task at all. But those transparent moments are needed. Even in your friendships. Even in your friendships. If it hurts your feelings, if it doesn't feel good, why we can't have a conversation about it? Why we can't talk about it? Even at work. Why can't we talk about it? Why can't we take those moments and talk about it? Why can't we sit and have those discussions of, that just didn't feel good to me? Because in all honesty, the person may have not even meant to offend or hurt you. The person may have not even meant to damage you like that, or to prick your heart the way they did. Sometimes a conversation is just needed so they'll know what your needs are. But also on the other end of that, being okay if they can't give you what you're looking for. But in that situation with me and Suge, I believe we both had a moment. Because by the time I got home that night and I was at the sink washing dishes, and she came up to the bar and she looks at me and she said, I love you so much. And she turned her head as if she was shy. And I said, what did you say? She said, and I'm like, what did I do to make my child be so shy or be so hesitant to say this to me? And she said, I love you so much. I said, girl, I love you so much too. Because somewhere in there, in the lack of me loving me, I stopped showing love outwardly in my home. I stopped being present in my home. Because there's no way she shouldn't have ever been shy to say, I love you so much, and look me dead in my eye and say it. I had to turn around and do a self-check on Veta. Why can't this baby show up the way she wants to? why did she hesitate to tell me she loved me so much? You know? And she said it just like that. And I said, God, whatever is in me that needs to shift and change it in me so that I can show up and be the mother you've called me to be. I didn't beat myself up. Before I would have beat myself up, I would have been stuck trying to figure out, now, where did I mess up? How did I mess? No, that's back there. My eye is set on here. So I need to figure out how to move forward and be a better mother. I need to move forward to see how to be a better wife. And I believe that learning to love myself truly and being present for myself truly will help me start loving people even better. Because I know that I've grown. You understand what I'm saying? I've done the healing work to know that I've grown. And I've been really doing the spiritual work so that I have the heart of Jesus Christ. Loving the way he would love. Forgiving the way he forgive. Moving and giving the way he gives. Right? So now it's time for me to take that same love and love myself the way he loves me. Spending the time with me, learning me, and truly knowing who I am and who he's created me to be, and loving every part of that, even if it doesn't look the way I thought it would look. In the journey of my career, in the journey of being a mother, in the journey of being a wife, a sister, being Shavetta. Being Shavetta. Shavetta Twashan Geiger Belton. Being her. God, who did you create me to be? Loving who he created me to be. Loving every minute and every piece of who I am. Flaws and all. Not being defined by my past. Not being defined by my mistakes. Not being defined, not having, loving me. Loving my flaws and all. Loving me. And Sunday was the start of me knowing what it felt like to truly love me. How many of us are sitting out there unsure of how to truly love you? Sitting out here trying to love everybody else but not taking the time to love you. Sitting out here searching for love. And you searching for something you really don't know how it's going to look and feel because you don't even know how to truly love yourself. So then you start taking counterfeit love or love that you think supposed to feel this way or look this way because you hadn't taken the time to love you yet. How many of us have to go through the part of just truly learning to love us? What does that look like? What does that feel like? He started me a couple weeks when I sent that picture of just me exposed. And I was just like, but I finally can look at me. Y'all know how many mornings I got dressed and didn't look in the mirror till after all my clothes were on? Because I was just not loving what I would see. I wasn't okay with what was in the mirror facing me. And everybody in the world could tell me how beautiful I was and how gorgeous you are. And I'm going to tell you, if my daddy ain't ever teach us nothing else, I call it conceited. He would say, I'm fine as frog hair. Listen, the man just always thought he was gorgeous, and he was a good looking man. So even in my biggest, I knew how to respond. But was it truly what I felt? And it had nothing to do with my size. Well, I'm trying to give you an example. You understand what I'm saying? So I would always be like, I'm fine. But that was an outward action to cushion the blow of what I felt internally. So over the last couple months, I've learned to love me. Hey, Red, Sharon. I've learned to truly love me. I'm learning to love me. Right. I'm truly internally learning to love me. And love who he's made me to be. It was so funny. And because Denise's name popped up, this is what made me think of this moment. Niece said, "But I didn't know you was a cornball, right?" I said, "I am a cornball, right?" I am a cornball. And I said, she said, "I never knew it. I never knew." And me and Niece have been friends 10 plus years. And I said, "I am, but I even love that part about me. I love my cornballness. I love that I can be goofy, especially when I'm tired. But that's who I am. That's my makeup. That's who he's made me. And that's who I am. I don't know where to go. Hey, honey, is my husband on here? Who I am, and it's okay because that's who I am. And I love it, right? And Niece wasn't saying anything wrong with my core. I never realized that my friend didn't know how much of a cornball I was. But it made me realize how much have I hidden from her, not knowing I hid it from her. How much of myself have I guarded because I was worried about people judging me, or worrying about what people thought, or not really showing up as my authentic self because of my own thoughts? When in all actuality, my friend really got to see every side of me. Needs to see me cry. Needs to see me angry. Needs to see me bitter, broken, and hurt. But she ain't never seen me be cornball. That's crazy. Because that's so much of who I am. I'm corny. I'm corny. That's so much of who I am. But in every moment, I promise to live who I truly am. Now, but I had to get to this place. And this place, it has been a beautiful thing. So on Sunday, it was so much freedom on Sunday when that's the one picture that keeps sticking in my head. That kept sticking in my head. The picture of when he had me look in my husband's eye, or look at my husband's direction. And my instinct was to put one hand on his chest and to grab his head on the other side. That was natural. It came natural. But I was exuding love from the inside. And it allowed me to love him differently, even in a picture. Like, the intimate connection for me at that moment was beyond anything physical at that point. It was at a level that I hadn't felt since like early in our marriage. Not because the marriage was broken, but somewhere in there, I stopped loving me. And so was I truly loving him at the capacity that I could. I find myself more and more over the last several months, he walk in and I just smile. Because I'm really able to show up and love him. Because I've started back truly loving me. And loving without boundaries. And loving without stipulations. And loving unguarded. Just loving him and my children. She'll go do something. And all I can do is smile at her or laugh at her. Little Ample come through. And I just stare at him in awe and just love on my children differently. And I see it. I feel it. Niece told me she'd be ready to get home to him. But I had to first learn how to love me. And really love me. And forgive me. And just really be truthful with me. And that has taken time. But Sunday, when God showed me that, I was like, wow. And so I'm excited to see these pictures because these pictures are going to tell a story. And the stories of a journey that I've been on. Style by Faith was one story. And it's not a long story. I tried to condense it as much as possible. The next one. It's going to be the same way because I figure bite-sized bites are better than a whole meal sometimes of a book. But I'm learning to love me. And in that, and in return, I love better. I love better. I love everybody better. And really being the authentic me allow people to really love me. Not who they think I am, not who I've tried to show, but all of me. All of me. My quirkiness, my corniness, my silliness, my seriousness, my passion, my joy. Because what y'all get on Simple Morning Motivation, you meet me in the street, you're going to get the same thing. I promise you. I promise you. But what I'm learning to do is be okay with every side of who I am. And that is the freedom. You're right, Ashley. You know, that is the freedom. Me truly being free to be who I am in every aspect. And I'm not cutting on switches and cutting off switches because of the room. You know, you make sure you walk in these rooms and be in order. However, I'm showing up as me. I'm so and so and that's true. Like, you know, we get caught up in, oh, but it looks like this, and oh, let me show up like that. But that's how they did. No, a Simple Morning Motivation, this is how it's done. Because this is how God has given me to do it. This is what he's told me to do. And so the only way I can do is to show up like me. Because I'm not going to falter on my assignments anymore. I'm not going to fumble the ball. I'm not going to mishandle anything he's given me anymore. So all I can do is show up in authentic me. Shavetta. This is what you're going to get. This is how the platform works. You meet me in the streets, it's going to be the same way. And I am silly and loving and all those things. So you get all that. My genuine lovingness, that's who I am. If we wasn't in a pandemic and we ain't had the elbow, if I saw you in the street, I would hug you. If we had never crossed paths before, I would hug you. I would love on you. That's just who I am. I miss the hugs. And I miss all that. But I say all that to you to say, take the time and learn to love you. And if you have, and if you've done it, because I don't want to assume everybody's like me and just getting to that point. Kudos to you. Big ups. Now take that same love where you love yourself and go on and love somebody else so they'll know what it feels like to truly be loved. Help somebody else get out of the slump of not loving who they've been created to be. Because at the end of the day, he created us all for something big. And he loves us all. And we have to love ourselves the same way he loves us. So don't miss the opportunity today to love on you. Love every part. Love every flaw. Love everything he has created about you. Because it is beautiful. You are beautiful. Guys, don't forget. Right. Jesse, right. Guys, don't forget. Tomorrow, I am on iHeartRadio, radio station WDRB, the voice of the community. Is WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am on there at 1:30 tomorrow with a sip of midday motivation. The message will be picking up from where we left off last week with your strategic planning. And that is something that's been heavy on me. So guys, please tune in tomorrow at 1:30. Tell somebody about it. Tag somebody in my post. Share my live video, please. Like, love, and even head over to my YouTube and subscribe to my channel, please. It's Shavetta Belton. Is my YouTube channel. If you could, please subscribe over there. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you. Thank you, Fee. Please set a reminder if you feel led to listen to my broadcast on tomorrow at 1:30 on iHeartRadio, WDRB, the voice of the community. We'll be picking up from where we left off of last week with the strategic planning. Please, 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 please. Hey, Mr. Kevin, I love you. If you could, share this video, share this message. If it helped you, please share it and, let it be a blessing to somebody else. Also, guys, thank you for joining me every Wednesday at 7 a.m. for a sip of morning motivation, and every Thursday at 1:30 for a sip of midday motivation with your girl, Shavetta Belton. Morgan love when I say that, so I'm going to keep that. If you listen to me on the radio, that is how I bring myself in. And my daughter was like, Mama, I love that. So she my producer. So she gets my mic together and everything for radio. So that's how I come in on Thursdays. And it made me feel a little dope. You know, I know niece sitting at home saying Shavetta is a cornball. But Morgan was like, that's hype, Mama. So there it is. So if y'all can join me tomorrow on iHeartRadio, WDRB, the voice of the community, at 1:30 for a sip of midday motivation, please join me there. And you will hear me say, it's your girl, Shavetta Belton, over there. But for a sip of morning motivation, my crew, I say to y'all, I love y'all. I thank y'all for coming on every week, loving on me and being present. Your presence and your support doesn't go unnoticed, and I thank you for it. I am the owner of Divine Oasis Salon, and I'm also a stylist there. The girl that loves to cut your hair short, keep you short and sassy. That's me. I love to do makeovers. I love to take you and love on you. So if you are looking for a hairstylist that fits my criteria, hit me up on www.styleseat.com/Shavetta Belton 2. That's how you can book a hair appointment with me. Guys, please understand, I am truly loving every part of life God has put me in right now. So I know I've given you a lot, but let's go over it one more time. Go over to my YouTube channel, Shavetta Belton. Everything is just my name. Keep it simple so you don't have to search for me. Shavetta Belton on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Put the bell on so in case you missed a sip of morning motivation, you can always go over to my YouTube channel and check me out. Every message is over there. So go and subscribe over there. Get those numbers up for me, y'all. Share it with your people. And then over here, you will catch me every Wednesday morning for a sip of morning motivation at 7 a.m. On Thursdays, you can catch me on iHeartRadio, WDRB, the voice of the community. Please set your alarm clocks for 1:30 p.m. so you can hear me for a sip of midday motivation. And it's always a continuation of what I've done on live. Understand, it is not the same message from a sip of morning motivation. It is a continuation from what we've done. So guys, I thank you and I love you so much. I will see you next Wednesday right here, 7 o'clock on a sip of morning motivation. Guys, I love you. And don't forget, listen, I try to tell y'all every time, get in position so you can help the people that's waiting on you. Get in position. Get ready to be who he's called you to be. Let's go. Let's walk this thing out because there's people waiting on us to show up. So let's go ahead and do what we've been called to do so that they don't have to wait any longer. Let's be who he has called us to be. Guys, I love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ. And you know what, though? I'm sorry. I know things hit me. A couple weeks ago, we were taught in our intercessory group that when people say that, you're like, that's a lie because people make you mad, right? And with Jesus, he loves us regardless. So let me say this. I love y'all with my whole heart. And I can't wait to see y'all next week. And I can't wait for y'all to tune in tomorrow at 1:30. Please come back on my post because I'm going to remind you tomorrow like I did last week. I'm going to remind you to tune in. Let me know what you got from it. Let me know if it blessed you. You can hit me up in my inbox. I respond to those too. But guys, I love y'all so much. Have the best day ever. And may the grace of God be over your life. May today be a day full of new beginnings. May today be one that you can walk in freely and be who you've been called to be. That no obstacle that won't come before you, you won't be able to tackle. I pray that peace, love, and joy is your portion today. That you move through this day with excitement for what God has for you. That you don't forget why you're showing up where you're showing up. Before you step foot out that car, ask the Holy Spirit to be with you. Holy Spirit, show me who to talk to today. Show me who to love on today. Show me who to just sit and listen to today. Because sometimes people don't need to hear a word out your mouth. Sometimes they just need to be able to sit and talk to you. Sometimes they just need to be able to share their heart with somebody. A safe place. A place where they can just release. Sometimes that's all people need. They don't need your opinion. They don't need your thoughts. They don't need your advice. Sometimes they just need you to listen. So if your job today is just being a listening ear, I pray that you're able to listen and shut your mouth. I pray that you're able to give what is needed if it's meant for you to give. But today, I say I love you guys. And if you don't hear it anymore today, you are amazing. You are loved. And you are celebrated for being who you are. Now go be the best version of you on today that you can be. And never think that you're not good enough, because you are. He made you and he loves you beyond measure. So guys, I say to you, I love you and have the best day ever. I'm going to show y'all full body one day. Because your girl getting slim thick. That's what I say. But I love you guys. Kiona, I love you, love. Guys, once again, please like, share, and go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Check me out on the radio tomorrow. Share this message. If it's been a blessing to you and you believe it'll be a blessing to others, please share it. And we are headed out. Guys, I love you so much. If you need me, you know how to find me. I ain't going nowhere. See you next Wednesday at 7 a.m. And I hear from you tomorrow at 1:30. Be blessed, guys. Be blessed. Love you.